Internet Ginger here. I'm going to be doing my first tutorial today on how to produce using FL Studio. I'm just going to show you the basics on how to make your, basic beat, small build up, and that'll do it for today. So, starting off, I was making a small drum pattern, but here, this is where basically you put everything you make into in order to create. I call it the palette. I don't know what anyone else calls it, but here's all your sounds, like all your kicks, effects, more drums, mostly drums go in here, but you get some effects, vocals, chords, all that good stuff. Your mixer's right here. You should put all your sounds into the mixer so that you can edit them, make them sound fuller, a lot better quality. That way your track doesn't sound like shit, as per se. Okay, and then right here is where you basically put everything you've created into, so that way it sounds pretty good. Okay, so if you would just bear 2 seconds, I just have to check something really quick. Okay, that should sound right. Okay, that sounds like shit. There we go. Now it's fixed. So this is like your basic drum and bass kick. It's at 175 beats per second. Dubstep is usually around 140 beats per second. So then obviously we're going to put this in. And then that was on pattern, so we want to click that in order to go into song, or you just click it. So now it's playing through here. Also, I recommend naming these. Okay, so we're gonna name that drums. Obviously, I can't fucking spell drums. There we go. Okay, we'll make that the same color, just about. So anything in here will then turn to purple. So that way you know that up here is where your drums are gonna be. Okay, so here, why don't we make a small build? Okay, we'll just call that build. I'm not going to change the color because you can change the color through here and it'll automatically do it for you. Okay, so we're going to use our first plugin. So in order to do that, you go into channels, go into add one, and then you scroll down and then you have all these basic ones that FL Studio came with. Alright, so I'm going to go into Harmor, which is my favorite plugin of the basic ones. Okay, so sounds like shit, right? Okay, so we would then click here, go into presets, and then you get a whole bunch of categories of different presets. You get your ARP, space, bell, FX, keyboard, lead, and a whole bunch of other things. And different plugins have different presets. But here, we're going to go into, where is it? FX. We're going to go to Power Up 1. And that's how it sounds. So then we're going to go into piano roll. I'm going to just do an E5. Alright, now you can control how much it is, and this is where it gets a little bit fun, where you can just build things. So you build a pattern, so it'll sound like this. It sounds like shit, but I'm just going to do one line because, there we go. So now it sounds like. Okay, so then we're going to put that here, rename that, we'll name it build. I want to change the color of that. Okay, we'll put that as a blue. Okay, so anything in here will then become blue. Okay, so I don't want the drums that are gonna go in here because I want it to build up, then drop, and then have drums. So obviously, so I want to move that. So then you would click this little square thing right here, and it'll do this. So then you can highlight all of it, and then go back to the pencil, and then that'll highlight the crosshairs. Don't hold it, or else it'll copy it, and then it's just pain my fucking ass. So I need to re-highlight that, and then we're gonna move that down to here. Now this isn't going to sound great, but it's for an example. And that's probably the most shittiest build anyone could have ever made, but it's basic, and it basically shows you what you're doing. Okay, so say you wanted to do a nice transfer for the drums to make it sound a little bit better. Okay, you click here so that way you can go back to your palette. Okay, and so we want to do another one, so we obviously click the plus, and we're going to do a, I'm going to just call it a sound transfer. I don't really know fucking technical terms. But it really is whatever you call it. It doesn't matter what it calls, as long as you know what you're doing. We're going to go into the 3x oscillator. This is where basically you can make different sounds and shit. So where you want, not that one, that's for air. We want that, I think. No, that's not what I want. Okay, so okay, that's for air. If you want like a nice air. Okay, pitch it, you can do shit. Okay. Then pan will just adjust like which speakers it comes out of. Okay, so then I would go here, and then obviously it's going to do that. So then I want to go to piano roll. So you're going to right click that if you want to go to piano roll, and then boom, piano roll. Okay, so I don't want it to be that long of a transfer, so I'm just going to make it that long, and then you go to here, paste it in. So say about right here I want it to do the transfer. Okay, we're going to put that down there. Okay, I'm going to name this sound effects. I know it's not an effect, but this is just for an example yet again. Make that red. Okay. So if you just play that, it's going to sound like shit. Okay? So then you then go into here, click it, make it come in. Okay, and then you're going to right click volume and hit automation clip. This is where you learn to do some small effects. Okay? So I want to make that a little bit zooming in so you can see clearly what I'm working with. I always make it about the same size so that way I can really get it going. Okay, so then you're going to right click it to make these little ball things, which controls it. So I want it to go, start from nothing and to go like about, we'll go with halfway. See how that sounds. See how that came in? So I want that a little bit higher. Okay, so then I want hi-hats to come in, okay? What we're going to do is, we're going to make another pattern, call it drums 2. Okay, and then I want hi-hats to come in, so then I would go over here, find a hi-hat I like. I don't really like that one. And we'll just go with that one. Okay. Now I'm going to right click that, make it every 2 steps, and then copy what I did. I think that was the basic. Okay. So now I want to put that in there. Okay, and then I'm going to delete these 2 because I want it to transfer. So then I would bump it up because those are drums. That's how I want it. So let's hear this. And that was basically your basic transfer. Again, really shitty, but we're just covering the basics. We don't have to go into in-depth transfers. Okay, so that's all I'm just going to show you for right now. That's just your basics, so you know what you're doing with. Just practice what you're doing with. And here. No, I don't need this. Actually, wait. Cancel. I'm going to save this. We can keep working on this between tutorials. Cancel. I want to save as. We'll do tutorial 1. So you can save that, and we can work on that. Okay, here, I'll just show you some stuff I've made. So that way you can really see some transfers. Here, we'll do this one. Let that open. Obviously, a little Harmer, like I said, it's my favorite one. Some data files could not be located. We're gonna find that later. I don't know if it's good. Okay, obviously it didn't find what I was looking for, so I want to go into that. Shit, please tell me. Okay, let me just find it real quick. I moved everything, so it's not going to find it until I put it back. Where is it? That ain't it. I think now it'll do it. You just have to let it go through. This was just my remix of One Summer's Day by the movie Spirited Away. Let that analyze. My computer's slow as fuck, so it may take a while. Alright, let's see if it'll do it. There we go. Okay, so this is just the song. I'm not going to show you the entire fucking thing because I doubt you guys fucking care. But here we go. Oh shit. Okay, so I have to fucking play because I did it as a single note because that's how I had to fucking do it, and it's not going to let me. But for the sake of time, you can just look it up on my SoundCloud if you really want to hear it. And I had to transfer it through it because originally I just had bass drums. Okay, so that's all for today. I'll see you guys in another tutorial. I don't know what we'll cover, but we'll cover something. Alright, peace.